I will start this one with a truism, but I think it's a very important truism for all of us, not for me, not for you, for everyone. And it's about time. Time, people say, it's probably your most important asset, your most valuable material. It's the most important thing that you can have, because it's one of those things that you can't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. There is no way of going back and recovering time. And you should make a good investment of it, because it's a very, very, very important asset that you have, capital, to use an economical language. And you want to invest it very well in order to have good return. You see, the thing is the following. There are many people that have difficulties in multitasking, and not only multitasking, they have difficulties even if they're not multitasking, but doing similar things at the same time in their lives. What do I mean? I've met a lot of people that told me, I'm learning French now, I cannot learn Italian. I'm learning English, I cannot learn German. I'm learning this language, I cannot learn that language. Because if they would learn two languages at the same time, they would get confused. I'm studying, I don't know, this at the university. I don't want to study that, because if I study that, it's going to confuse me, because we have to read similar books and blah, 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 and I will get lost in the characters. Or I don't want to read this novel from Balzac now, because I'm reading this novel from Goethe, and I'm going to mix up the characters and so on and so on, and I'm going to get confused. And I totally understand that no one is obliged to have the capacity to do various things in the same period of their life if these things sound similar to them. To me, they don't, but for some people, they do sound similar. No one has this obligation. No one should do that, because it's going to be a waste of time. You're not going to learn either A nor B. But let's suppose that you cannot learn two languages at the same time, and you really want to invest into learning a language. Choose the language you want to learn and go for it. But I don't think that going to the gym is going to disturb your language learning. I don't think that practicing a martial art, learning a music instrument, doing a cooking course, or adding another nice hobby to your life, or reading a new book is going to disturb your language learning. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you that you can build a puzzle in your life of activities that apparently are not directly connected to each other. They are, let's say, separated. You are not going to mix things. If you cannot learn 2-3 languages at the same time, learn 2-3 books at the same time, learn 2-3 martial arts at the same time, because these topics seem to you to be similar, you are not able to separate them in different, I don't know, boxes in your head. Try to learn things that apparently are not similar, that apparently do not connect to each other, because in theory they don't. If you are learning a language and you decide, I'm going to learn martial arts, they are not connected. One could not confuse with each other, with other. You are not going to get confused in words or in sequences in the martial art, or in training in the martial art because of that. Or if you want to learn a musical instrument, or you want to acquire a new hobby, or you want to invest in a cooking course, a sommelier course, you want to learn this, you want to learn that, this is not going to disturb you, and it's going to allow you to use your time as best as you can, the best way possible. As I said, you don't have that much time. Seems like you have a lot of time in your life, but you don't. If you manage to be this kind of multitasking, not doing various things at the same time, but doing various different things in the same period of your life, you are going to be making a huge investment of your time. You are going to be making a very, very good use of your time in order to grow as a human being, in order to develop yourself or to change, transform yourself, use the expression that you want, but in order to acquire new things that maybe will serve you, or maybe will help you, or maybe will have some usage, or maybe will just make you think better, become faster in reasoning, or anything like that for life. And I think you should try to do that. I think you should make this investment, because it will be worth it. In the long run, when you look back, it's going to be worth it. I remember when I was at the very beginning of the university life that I met a friend from the school time, from the time we were like 15, 16 years old. And I met her, we were like 21 or something like this. And I said, how are you doing? What's up? And we were talking and so on. We were catching up after a couple of years without contact. And she told me, oh, my life is so busy now, I don't have time to breathe. And I was like, cool. I mean, what are you doing that you don't even have time to breathe? And she said, I'm going to the university and I'm learning English. And I was like, I see. And you have no time for anything. You are like completely full in schedule. And she said yes. And I asked her how many how can I say that? I asked her how many topics she was studying at the university, how many seminars she was attending. And she said, I attend 5 seminars a week, but I do that in 3 days of the week. So she was going, for example, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to the university for 2 hours, 3 hours. And she was taking 2 times a week for an hour and a half English lessons. Let's say that she was doing that Tuesday and Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she was occupied for like 3.5 hours, 3 hours at the university. And Tuesday and Thursday, she was occupied for 1 hour and a half each day learning a new language. And she told me that her life was completely busy and she didn't have time to breathe. At that time, I was doing 2 degrees at the same time, parallel, at 2 different universities. I was working. I was learning 3 languages at the same time. I was doing sports and I was doing martial arts. And then you ask me, well, your day has 48 hours. No, you just have to be determined. You just have to divide well your time. You just have to be dedicated. You just have to sleep enough to have the energy to do that. You just have to eat well to have the energy to do that. And of course, you need strong will. You need internal strong will to accomplish these things and be like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to make all the efforts that I can. And I'm going to manage this. I'm going to make this happen. And possibly, if I had made more effort, I would have possibly done more in that time. I would have possibly learned another language or another skill or another musical instrument or something like this. And I was doing already a lot. And when I told her that, she said, oh my God, I get tired just of listening, the amount of things that you're doing at the same time. And I said, it is possible. Trust me, it is possible. You just have to invest more on your time. You just have to make better use of your time. Don't waste it. Above all, in this time of your life when you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you are full of energy, you are able of doing a lot of things, you are able of receiving a lot of input, receiving a lot of information. Don't waste that time. Don't waste that opportunity to accumulate as much as you can. I remember I met long time ago. I don't even remember if I mentioned that in the channel, but many years ago, I was like 15 years old or something like this. I met a couple and they had a kid, and the kid was 6 years old, something like this, 6 or 7 years old. And the kid was studying at a German school or something like this in my neighborhood. And I told them, wow, the kid is studying at a German school, so he's speaking at least 2 languages. And they said, no, he's speaking 6 languages. And the kid was like 6 or 7 years old. And I was like, how come that? And they said, because the German language is bilingual. So the kid is learning German and English. The father speaks Portuguese with the kid. The mom speaks Greek with the kid. They live in a country where the official language is French, where they are living. And the kid has lots of friends that come originally from the Netherlands. So he's interacting with them all the time in Dutch. So he's also practicing that language. And I was like, and how's the kid doing? And they're like, the kid is doing great. He loves it. He's having a great time on practicing all these languages and talking to all these kids and so on. So it was like a 6, 7 or 8 maybe, I don't know, but it was a very young kid. And this kid was speaking 6 languages already, most likely fluently. I don't know how fluently, but most likely fluently. And that showed me that it is really, really possible to make heavy investments in your time and learn several things at the same time. You just need dedication, you just need concentration, you just need to have a strong will and really, really make good usage of your time. If you do that, you are going to be able to accomplish so many things at a very young age that no one will believe you, that not even you will believe, wow, I've accomplished so many things at such a young age, because you made good usage of your time. And if you are watching this video and you are not young anymore, you are 30, 35, 40, 45, whatever, and you have time to use it. If you have the chance to use your time to learn something new, use it. I have no idea whether you're going to learn as fast as a young kid, or maybe even faster than a young kid, or slower, but you still have the possibility of using this time. Don't misuse it, because you are going to regret when you get older, and you don't want to feel that regret that your time was misused when you had it. See you next time.